This is the Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Mike Haspel. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Greetings and felicitations.
So tonight's a big announcement night. But we got lots to say about that. But before we do that, I wanna talk about something, a catastrophe.
Oh no.
You had a catastrophe?
Hey, we had a catastrophe, and this is actually good because I'm gonna call back to this during the hobby segment. Uh, so. I was recording actually like a training video for my guys, and I heard this loud pop, metallic pop with some girth to it, and I was like, "What was that?" And immediately I knew what it was. It was one of the display case shelves, and I turned around just in time to see the Warlord Titan wobble,
Oh,
and I was like, "What the hell?" So I like scooch over there on my chair real quick, just in time. The the right leg is buckling off and the
Oh no.
yeah, and I caught it just in time, but as you can imagine, the top isn't glued on. They designed it to actually the top of the Titan to sit on there, right? So this just popped out, and I don't even see any glue in here. Like, I'm not sure with the cold weather. It's been really cold here for weeks. So I managed to like somehow like with two hands hold the top and the legs together and somehow get the legs to like kind of slant towards the side of the display case.
bring him down
Um,
slow.
and yeah, and bring it in a controlled fall. The little leg here is kind of toes out of place because I put a lot of weight trying to like gangster lean it against the case there. And fortunately, there's a beanbag right next to,
You were able to lay it on the beanbag, yes.
and I was able to get the top onto the beanbag and get the legs stood up properly. And now I gotta get in here and um get out the C clamps and get some glue on. But
Mm-hmm.
that was
That is a good prompt. So
it
how did the
is.
cat relate? Was this cat involved, or was this just
No,
a
just a
this
catastrophe.
is
I don't
a
know.
cat command center catastrophe?
Right.
Yeah.
Catastrophe.
Yeah,
So, if you got a lot of miniatures on display, big stuff that have a lot of weight, you might want to, I have a lot of heat going.
I would
It's
say
been really cold.
do regular inspections.
Yeah, because you don't want, if I wasn't here for that, like that Titan would be in pieces in the case.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like it was coming down quick.
bro, bro,
I was, I was like, what is happening right now?
bro. That's my butthole is still clenched from this
It
story.
was a beehole. It was a definite beehole pucker moment today
Whew.
that I could have gone without.
Yeah.
But we tried really hard on that one. So anyways, so I just thought everybody would enjoy that.
Yes,
And
sir.
now we got a big announcement.
Again,
Yes.
so we had originally announced we're moving to Thursdays, but a lot of a lack of communication had actually occurred, not only between me and my wife, but also I realized we didn't really like as a podcast discuss it properly because it was kind of news to Haspel too. So like
Oh,
it was a overall communication failure, and so we were able to look at our calendars, put our heads together, consult with Wyatt, and the new date will actually be Mondays moving
Yep.
forward, which
for,
actually
for
is better for me. And it personally, we've never done a Monday, and I think that'd be kind of cool way to start the week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I think a lot more in the news cycle happens on Mondays now too. So,
It's not old. So
um,
less stuff is old on Monday,
mhm.
and you do a lot of work on Monday for
Too
news,
much,
and so that's hot.
too
That's
much,
hot off the press.
Too much work.
too much. Mondays stink. We don't like Mondays, but that's okay. Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, it's good to find a day that works out for everybody on the team here. Cause, and actually, this new day is going to be our 500th episode.
Oh shit.
Really? Wow.
Yep,
Yo,
this
Mike,
Monday.
That
Cause
many.
Mike,
Wow.
on this podcast,
yeah, on this podcast, I
check.
think we
Mm.
did a year.
We
No,
did,
we definitely did almost 100 episodes
yeah. So
on the other one.
we've we're podcast veterans, and how many podcasts you've done podcasts on your podcast, like, so like you realize like over a decade just on this podcast.
We're basically
Mhm.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean, at this
Same.
point, we're
We're
just-
identical.
I mean,
People get us confused all the time.
you've never seen me and Joe Rogan in the same room. Like,
That's true.
I am Joe Rogan. So like,
Oh my
we make the
gosh.
same exact amount of money. We get the same exact
Oh
amount
yeah,
of guests.
for sure. 500 episodes. Not a dime to show for it.
Bro.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
if only people
I've
knew.
been a Necrons player since 4th. I was rocking the Deceiver back in the day. Back in the
Uh-huh.
day when they were still Terminators.
And it's
And
funny
they're still
too,
pe-
because well, the thing is, that's also when they got good, because in third, Necrons we just had the big black book, right?
Yeah.
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 And so third edition was the first new edition of 40K, right? Like that's like when they said, okay, new shit. And so we had an index, the big book, and that's where our rules were. And then we had to wait for White Dwarfs, supplements. This is not new. And so Necrons and Tau also came out at that
Yeah.
in that edition. They were all limp noodles. Everything was limp.
Literally less than a year apart.
Yeah, everything was a
Oh, and-
fucking limp noodle.
Listeners might be wondering why we just started talking about that. It's because KR Quinn says, I bet you've always been a Necrons
Yes.
player.
Oh yeah, I read
in the
that.
chat.
Didn't say it out loud. So yeah, like many Necron fans, Mike Haspel got really into Necrons when they actually got a real codex.
I played them too that summer 03. I bought into them pretty hard
Mm-hmm.
hmm
because they got the all new Plastic Warrior kits with the little rods.
They were the
Yep.
first, one of the first kits in the history of the game, if
Yep.
not the first, to have a separate little piece that goes in them that is not meant to be painted at all. That's not a windshield or any other. Like it was.
That
really-
same year we got the new Rhino chassis too.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
It's a big year for the hobby.
Wild. 03 was low key wild
And,
for the hobby.
and they were a menace on the
Or was it
battlefield.
02? No, it was 02. Excuse me, it was 02 because Tau came out the same month as 9/11.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then Ogre Kingdom was huge right at the end of the year. And then that summer was Necrons and the Rhino that spring.
hmm
Now-
I remember things.
So, but the
I
thing is,
remember berries.
kind of
Remember berries?
everything was a menace in fourth, though. That's the thing, is like, even
Yeah.
though Necrons were a menace with their new set of rules, they were like coming up with rules for a new way of playing that was only
Yeah.
Yep.
that was pretty young in the history of the game. And then like also
Mhm.
Super Falcons were a menace. Like Eldar was a menace.
Yeah.
Eldar had like 3 menace lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They've Eldar have always been a problem.
yeah, I mean then
Because
the
they're always playing the next edition.
Nids were a menace. Remember Mids? The Godzilla Nids list. Nidzilla
Oh yeah,
list?
because they could hide behind the Tyrant Guard, and you had to shoot the little bugs before you got the big bugs.
that was third, and they actually had it was one of our first FAQs. The brood screening rules.
Yeah, that
'Cause
was
we had
wild. You're
screening
like,
in
wait,
third.
I gotta kill all the Termagants, and then I gotta kill all the Hormagants, and then you're on top of me with all the big stuff. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, there was so many menace
The
lists.
everlasting Gene Stealer list.
Oh
They
yeah.
would just keep coming.
What was the thing where they could come on from the flank too? That was
Yeah,
ugh.
that was broken. That was crazy.
It was a menacing edition. It was, so it's not fair to say any one Dex was a
No.
menace.
I
But
mean,
my favorite part of that was like I had a Deceiver I'd converted from one of the Inquisitor figures, from an Inquisitor Demon Host figure that I
Oh,
was very,
yeah.
very proud of. And then, and I would put them on the table. You know, you're like putting stuff on the table, and then somebody's just like, "Oh, Necrons, what's your phase out number?" And I'd just be like, "Don't worry about it. Like,
Not a
you're
thing.
not gonna, you're gonna be faded by the end of turn 2. It's not gonna matter."
Everything in my army like double resurrects. Like it's like it was a
was-
wild time.
It was. It was.
It was good, yeah. But all that aside, Monday, new date, starting next week.
for real.
We're going to talk about one of our new hobby subjects. As we discussed last week, we piped all our 500 episodes through AI. It gave us a list of things we don't talk enough about. Then Rob used that intel to come up with a new prompt. And so we're going to talk about from his brain, a prompt from his brain.
The Ron's prompt.
Yep. So tonight we're going to talk about our favorite miniature hobby supply and why. Also, what's on the hobbies? What is a hobby tool people are using incorrectly or maybe don't understand, like common pitfalls. So, like, stay tuned for that. We're going to be discussing that now. Rob, what you got for us?
You can't even see me anymore. I'm not here.
Nope.
No, I can see you.
Did you record a voiceover for this podcast? Yes.
Bro. If Rob just started like doing that and just pressing play on his stream deck and going to the
That would be
kitchen to make dinner,
legend.
bro.
That would be legend.
Oh man. Well, I got big news tonight, y'all. Big news. Tonight, actually, I don't even know why y'all are watching the podcast. The Muppet Show is back. At least for one episode. Tonight. 50
Only tonight? Or
No, it's on Disney Plus.
well, okay, I'll never see it.
I'm sure you can find it if you want to see it.
I just want the Statler and Waldorf.
They're in it.
Uh,
They're in it, and
parts.
they're cracking jokes. And they're the previews. You can see the preview. So the preview, the Today Show talked about it today with you're not gonna like this either. A 52-year-old Carson Daly presented it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Just because he shouldn't be that old.
That's an upsetting number.
So the Muppet Show is back, 50-year anniversary. The Today Show covered it with 52-year-old Carson Daly. That's a lot of, but it looked really good. So I definitely gonna watch it, but not tonight because we're doing this. But that's the big news. That now we can all. That was the big stuff I really wanted to talk about. All right, we're getting back over to 40K. So lots of cool stuff. Pre-orders this week are made to order Space Marines, which are kind of cool. I don't know the prices on them yet because they don't solicit them to retailers, but a lot of Marine stuff, a lot of cool OG Marine stuff. And I think they had the 2 Terminator plastic kits that came out recently. One of them was an exclusive, if I recall correctly. That sold out pretty quick. So that was cool to see. The Rumor Engine, if you missed it, kind of looks like a Guard Fist. Might be a Catachan one. It looks a lot like the Colonel they put out, but the Skull Wing could be Death Corps, which means like maybe a new Commissar. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but there are rumors of new Catachans in 11th. So I think it's about time. It's been like 25 years. Probably about time.
Yeah.
For some new Catachan models. But what do I know? So that all looked very exciting. And then of course we got 2 new solved Iron Warriors Rumor Engines. They were the Mutilator 3 kit, 3 model kit that they officially showed off on Monday as well. Did you guys see it? Did you see it yet?
I did not.
I have not. No.
Everyone in my stream is hyped because Mutilators were such a meme unit back in the day. We actually brought them to Adepticon that year. We won Best Heretical together.
Yeah, I sculpted like some and converted a bunch.
And
or was that
did
we use mine?
We used yours. So
okay.
The Mutilators are like the close combat of Blitz, and they just were such garbage. But
they've never been good.
But we used them because we were, as the year I convinced Haspel to be on our team for Best Heretical.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Extremely diametrically opposed to his core fundamental 40K beliefs.
Yep.
And he did it, and he's like, okay, but next year you have to let me pick, and you have to pick you have to play Sisters. And I was like, okay, deal. And then we won Best Heretical, and the way we won Best Heretical, we didn't have the best paint jobs, we didn't have the best display board. What we had though was all 4 Chaos powers represented in the Space Marine Codex in the edition in question. A lot of people represented all the gods, but they did it by like dipping into the Demon Codex. We had Lucius the Eternal, who sucked, Karn the Betrayer, Typhus, and we also had Aramon. We had compendium units. We had Mutilators in the Khorne list, Oblitz in the Nurgle list, and we had Terminators, Chaos Terminators in both the Thousand Suns and the Lucius list. And so, bro, we played our asses off, and we won some games, we lost some games. But when those judges came over, and they were like, "Oh, cool, all the Chaos powers," like, hold on, motherfuckers.
Yeah, look at the models.
Name one guy in this room that has all the 4 powers together and Lucius the Eternal. And they're like, shit, you guys are the only one. It's like, that's right, dog. We didn't dip into demons for Keeper of Secrets. We're using Lucius the Eternal, who's literally not eternal.
No, we might have made a mistake.
Yeah, what I kind of find kind of funny thinking back on that is that was Emperor's Children, which is like the only chaos list that I would play nowadays. And in Horus Heresy, that's who I play, are the Emperor's Children. And then I wound up writing a short story about Eidolon,
Oh,
the Emperor's
yeah.
Children. So it was just kind of funny. I guess it was meant to be.
Sure was. Gosh, I didn't even think about that.
But yeah,
Oof.
that's a little
So
little mutilator lore.
yeah, I don't know. As soon as I saw them, the poses remind me of the Storm Fiends from the Skaven that I always thought would be really cool converted up plastic obliterators and possibly mutilators, but
Oh, they do look like they're so sick.
I don't think they're I don't think they're as chunky or on the same size base, but the poses in general reminded me of that. They're um I don't know. That was just the vibe I got. I was like, okay, these are cool. These are cool. I mean, obviously they're gonna come out and they're gonna have broken rules and everybody's gonna need them and it's gonna be great. And we already know that there's like one's painted up like Iron Warrior, so we know there's the
Well,
IATM. They actually,
we need chaos. General chaos needs
yeah,
it needs like an 8-bound equivalent unit.
right. And that's probably what these are gonna be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's how I read it.
Yeah, and it'll be good, and then there'll be some sort of specific like detachment thing for the Iron Warriors that comes out in the Eye of Terror book, and they've been really good about putting for 500 Worlds, and I'm sure Maelstrom's going to be the pre-order next week because we just saw the double back-to-back Sigmar release um, that goes on pre-order this week. So remember, as far as like advance ordering goes, we're already to the end of February. Whatever they announce on Sunday releases the last week of February. Like that's how ahead we are. And if they're trying to make space for the Ayaterra book, like
Mm.
that's gonna come out in like March, right? When we're at Adepticon or something. So because these things generally come out like exactly a month apart. Like if you look at the release, the last Sigmar release came out exactly a month ago. So you can kind of predict a lot of this stuff once you start seeing the patterns, and applying the normal amount of tinfoil to everything, of course. But that's just my call on it. So yeah, I think we're gonna see, and if I had to guess, we're gonna see some more detachment rules here in the next 2 days over on Warhammer Community, trying to hype up, the Maelstrom book, getting people to buy and be interested
Bro,
in
that's
it as well.
exciting. Remember the last time we had like a Maelstrom campaign and an Ayater campaign?
I still have my Terra book.
Bro, Ayater book was so good.
Yep, yep. So it's
Cadia stands.
there's lots of member berries out there. Lots of member berries. The free minister of the month for Games Workshop is a Termagat, but I mean, let's be real. If you play Tyranids, you probably need a million of these things, so not a bad choice. Plus, it's a good test mini to try out some Hive color schemes. They were kind of cryptic about when you could go get it. Like normally they're like, hey, it'll be available on this day, and you could pick up the coin on this day. They were just like, hey, check with your store. So like I don't know what's going on. Maybe the snow's affecting them. Who knows? Um,
Hmm.
Worldwide snow everywhere. It's affecting GW. So if you're interested in it, definitely check with your local store because those should be able to clue you in a little bit more. Something I dug up. I was thinking about this hard, and I think I talked about it last week. Some is 11th edition previews probably going to be at Adepticon. I know Wyatt was like, "Hey, are we going to see previews for the new Sigmar at Adepticon?" I was like, "No, they never do that." And I literally said it, and then at Adepticon, they're like, "Here's the new Age of Sigmar," and it kind of threw me for a loop. But they stopped doing the Warhammer Fest right in May, so now Games Workshop is officially on the docket for the UK Game Expo, um, which is ginormous, and it's at the end of May, and they would be stupid to not have 11th edition on hand there for people to look at. So I think that's going to kind of be like maybe a big reveal sort of type deal, which means that if they're going to be showing off the starter in hand, painted, ready to go at the end of May, they're gonna have to fire up the whole promo machine at Adepticon, start rolling out the weekly rules previews and things as we go into the summer and start, getting people really excited to get whatever the box is. Maybe it's Armageddon, maybe it's not. I don't see how it couldn't be at this
Bro,
point.
Armageddon, another classic.
That could get really expensive
Ugh.
depending on which version of Armageddon they do.
Well, it'll be.
For me personally.
I mean, it could be they're just going back
Uh,
because everything's going to be Primaris.
we're going back. Fuck.
Well, yeah, because they're still.
Yeah, you're right. We have to go
They're
back.
still fighting there.
We have to go back to every one of these campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Fuck
Yeah.
yes.
you got to go back to go
But
This
forward.
is
isn't
like-
that where like a billion Grey Knights? There aren't a billion, but a
All of
ton of
them.
Grey Knights faced Angron.
Angron. Yeah.
The second one, yeah.
One of the
Was it the
sickest
first one?
shorts of
I
all
forget.
time.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah. So,
That's one of the sickest visuals in my head of all time is that fight. It's like
So
because that was like Logan Grimnar's first like big command, like his first big campaign,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and he was out there, and then these like Grey Knights show up, and he's like, and they're trying to like take control of the battlefield, and he's like not having it,
Hmm.
and like he's not like, and he's not with that, and they go out there and fight and go and fight Angron, and it's like this, and it's like a swarm of his like champion retinue of bloodthirsters.
Yeah.
And they're like
Yeah.
channeling all their energy, vaporizing into dust as they're like psychic
Yeah.
summoning it.
Like just Grey Knight Terminators
Like-
just disappearing.
And it was like the wild, and he's watching this whole thing with the guardsmen in post and everything, and he's just so mad at these guys. And he watched that final guy, whoever the MC of the Grey Knight story was. You know, he's
Mhm.
fighting Angron, he's getting his ass kicked, and he's basically using that summoning circle to like channel to establish his force weapon, right? Like,
Hmm.
and classic, you know, Magneto apocalypse moment. You know, he's like, I'm not fighting back, I'm concentrating. Right? Like, and ejects him with the force weapon, and he's like, dude, don't you know, like, I can't die. I'm just gonna go to the warp and like
Yep.
come back,
So are you.
and you're gonna die, and we're gonna tear your skin off for like until the end of time. And we're gonna kill you and torture you and burn you and kill you and torture you and burn you. You just have to stop right now, and that won't happen. He's like, so be it, motherfucker. And,
Yep.
right, and takes him. And like, I'm like, oh my fuck. And the whole vision of like these dudes like channeling their energy to and sacrificing themselves for this fucking to cancel this Armageddon. You know what I mean? And like Logan Grimnar is like watching through his binoculars with a tear rolling down his cheek. He's like, I can't believe I said a bad thing about that dude. Looks over at the fucking guardsman and he's like, dog, no one can forget what happened here. I was like, okay, Grey Knights are tight.
Yeah.
Like I was
And then the
rooting for
Grey Knights were
Angron.
just like, the shoe goes on the other foot. Oh, guardsman, you're remembering what happened here?
Yeah.
You really shouldn't.
That turned into a whole can of worms.
And that opened that's the whole Space Wolves, like the Grey Knights going, no, trust us. Like if one guy is possessed by a demon and gets on a planet, it's really bad. We have to kill them all. And Grimnar's just like, no. And then they insert the Space Wolf fleet in between in between the Grey Knights and the whole thing goes down. Amazing. Great storytelling, but
Oh, yeah.
but it's like I've been mostly like not caring what the starter is for 11th, But if it's
Supposedly
Armageddon, and it's Grey Knights.
like
Yeah.
kind of a callback to
Yeah.
well, it's probably going to be Blood Angels and like God of Works.
Oh, okay.
Which is also a classic showdown.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
a-
it's going back to second edition
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
I'm
that
with
didn't
it.
even have a name.
Let's do it. Like I'm hyped. Like these are like core 40K memories, dude. Like I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. It'll
I'm
be
okay.
big.
I'm okay with Blood Angels and Orcs because I can't afford new Grey Knights right now.
Yeah, you're like I kind of need it to be that.
Yeah, I kind of don't need a new Grey Knight army dropping right now.
But if they were like,
Yeah.
Haspel, we were teasing about all this bullshit Grey Knights we did. It was all because this was the real Grey Knights.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I'll be like,
It's like a
no, I'm broke.
Scooby Doo unmasking.
I'm poor.
Yeah. I will never financially recover from a Grey Knight Armageddon.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to talk about was War Games Atlantic's coming out with a new solvent glue with the little brush applicator, which I love that stuff. It's great. Has its uses, mostly plastic injection molding stuff, but
Plastic.
Um, it's nice that somebody in the hobby's actually making that because I've been using the Tamiya stuff for years, and it'd be nice to actually support somebody in the hobby
Agreed.
space.
In our hobby space.
Yeah, in our hobby space. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't
The-
be as easy to get.
though
You
I
can't go
support-
down
Tamaya's, they're a hobby space too. It's just
the.
like,
No, they're great, but like, I'd rather put money in, name one of the big top 10 people in our space.
Yeah, I mean, I switched my loyalties in model holders and web palettes to Game Envy for that exact reason. Like they're homegrown
Mm-hmm.
hobby company on the rise, like in our own continental part of the world,
Mhm.
right? I'm like, yeah, they're both making good stuff, but like, Monument Hobby is a great example, right? Like that's why we supported. One of the reasons I love to support like Secret Weapon when it was around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, perfect sense. Like we need to keep our hobby zones financed. You know what I mean? Like so we can have like communities. Speaking of which, somebody won a shirt for my stream the other day, Mike. Guy I never seen, guy I've only seen on there like one or two times. He just was the right
Mhm.
place, right time, and he DM'd me his address and Colorado Springs guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, dude. You know about
Good
Gamers
deal.
Haven? He's like, yeah, I do.
Nice. Nice.
I was like, bro, that was my stomping grounds, dude. Say hi to the
I need
say
to
hi
get
to the
back
guys,
down there and play some games, man. It's been a long time.
bro. Yeah, and apparently they moved. You told me they moved again, but I was like, yeah, they used to be at Vickers Academy. He's like, they kind of still are.
They moved across the street
They
from
just
where
got-
they were. You know how they were behind the Taco Bell and the Arby's?
Oh, I remember we ate there a lot.
Oh yeah, and those two businesses were like crying when they moved.
Bro, we ate so
So-
much Arby's.
But they went just across the street. So across Academy.
Yeah,
They're
there
on
was-
the other side.
Yeah,
of
there was like a
Academy.
big bar across the street.
Yeah,
that-
but that's gone now. But they have a lot more room. They can fill the whole parking lot. It's like that. The store now is twice the size of the store where
What a
where
success
you,
story.
that you knew. It's
I gotta
twice as big.
I gotta visit again.
Yeah, it's
Everyone
really nice.
everyone in this episode of the podcast has been to that store. Like Rob even
Oh,
got
yeah,
to
yeah.
visit once when he visited.
I've been to that Taco Bell.
Yeah, we ate that Taco
Yeah.
Bell. And,
Yep.
and here's another blast from the past. I had a phone call the other day, Rob and
Mm-hmm.
Mike, with my old roommate Dom. Remember Dom the DJ?
I do
Linus
remember
Monster
Dom.
Tornado.
Locked at DJ LMT, baby. That's right. And he called me the other day. We were catching up, and he just booked a plane ticket to come visit me in April. So I haven't seen that guy since 2013.
Oh
Wow.
damn.
Yeah, dude. So like all these Colorado blasts in the past are making me think that I have to schedule maybe like a Christmas expedition or some shit. I have to go back and
Oh,
check it out.
great time to go out to,
Yeah.
to Colorado in the winter.
There's no other reason to go. It's you got to go experience, like Hallmark movie levels of snow and
Mm,
anyway,
Yeah.
sidetrack.
my fave. Well, you have fun with that. Make sure you eat at the Denny's,
Oh yeah, I took him to the Tejon Denny's.
the booze Denny's.
Oh yeah, the one where you get super obliterated on Tejon Street, and then you go to that Denny's on the way back up to Old Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
I haven't been across I-25 in like a year. I'm like I might as well be going to Denver. Like that's just on the other side of town. I don't go there anymore. And it's just straight out of laziness. Like, no, I don't need to go.
Well, we used to have a game store there that we used to go to.
Yeah.
And that was the heat. That was again the 4th edition.
Yep.
Mm.
We used to it was a good year where we got to do like dueling tournaments between Complete Games and Hobbies, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was
And-
complete games.
And we
hobbies,
used to go and we could go to Gamers Haven, so we could just do like double the tournaments. It's good times.
Yeah.
A lot of core memories. 4th edition got me nostalgic today.
Mm.
Sorry, Rob. Keep derailing you.
Oh, that was all I had for the news.
Oh.
Cool.
So we'll do a commercial break, and I'll put this out there to anyone listening. We are shopping sponsorship positions in the show as for 2026. So if anyone's interested to be featured here on the show, or you know somebody, and you've heard me say this in this exact moment, let them know. You can easily DM me or Rob anywhere on the internet.
We're very easy to find. I actually don't know what the current commercials even sound like because I don't listen to the podcast. We just take the commercial break, and then I see the logos everywhere though, and they're on the articles we write. So, and I see the clicks. I know they're getting clicks.
All right. We're going to do a commercial break right now. Then I'll tell you about the commercials.
There we go. You got to have commercials after the commercials.
And we're back. So you guys have just listened to some commercials. So
Can I pay extra for my monthly subscription and not get the commercials in the subscription that I pay for
Hell
not
yeah.
commercials?
I can make that happen. So the story in the commercials that Rob's never listened to is that normally when we get commercials, I do them, right? Or maybe Rob or Wyatt will do them historically, and I'll do all the editing. But I put Eileen on the mic for these commercials.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And she has a tiny little cartoon character voice that I find hilariously endearing. So that's the sound of the current
Huh.
Fabricators Forge Among My Hobbies commercial.
I did not know that. Now I gotta listen.
She's like a cute little tiny person doing commercials, and she tried real hard, and they're really awesome. So let's jump into our topic for the night. I will ask you both. Feel free to both chime in simultaneously, because I feel like this might be somewhat collaborative of a topic. Mike and Rob. First part of the question: what is your favorite miniature hobby supply and why?
Mm.
Big list.
I have two. One of them is a mold line scraper.
Oh, which one?
The GW
I
one.
like the GW one.
Yeah, he's
The
got his,
one with the full tang.
yeah,
full,
the brown
yes.
one. That's the he has.
Yeah.
Remember, he has this like famous story he tells where he like shit talked it,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
it
I
saved
thought
his
it
life.
was a piece of garbage, and
It's so good.
then I was pushing real hard on I don't remember what model it was. I think in my head it was something thick. So
I think it was.
like
I think
terrain.
it was one of those terrain clinics. At Gamers
Yeah, I
Haven.
think it was a terrain thing, and I was pushing real hard to get the seam off, and I was like, this thing's a piece of junk. You know, why would we even pay for this or whatever? And then it slipped and it ran across my finger. And if it had been an X-Acto knife, it was an instant trip to the emergency room because it like hurt a lot. And I was just
like
like,
bruised your bone.
yeah, it hurt
Damn.
a lot. Like if it had been an X-Acto knife, it would have gone right to the bone. So I was just like, oh, I now see the value in this. And I got up and walked out to the front of Gamers Haven and bought one.
Yeah.
And I still
Well,
use it to this
you
day.
told me that story, and that's one of the only times I've gone to a GW store and made a purchase was in North Carolina. I bought one too.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I don't
it's-
even think they sell the good one anymore.
It's like $30. The one we bought was like $30.
yeah, it was expensive.
It
It
was
was
so
pricey.
expensive,
But I still use it to this day. The other hobby supply that I really like, I don't know the name of it, but it's Vallejo makes it, a couple other companies make it, and it is kind of like textured paint, except that it's like sand and pumice, like in suspended in like almost a resin or a paste. And you can use it to put on your bases. You can use it to make display boards. You can use it for a lot of different stuff. But it's like instant like texture for your board
Yeah.
or for your terrain. Or
it's not
for
their
your
normal one
bases.
that they have in the tub.
It comes in a bigger
it's probably
tub.
it-
It's not
it's probably
like paint.
it's probably a version of this that Liquitex
Yeah,
does, the
that's
resin
it.
sand.
Yep, it looks like that.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm sure they have a version
So
of this.
resin
Li-
sand. So
Yeah.
that'd be the official. entry.
Yeah, and Vallejo makes it. A bunch of different companies make it. The one
Mhm.
I get is usually from Vallejo because they have like they have different colors.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of companies make a terrain paste.
mhm.
But this is resin sand. It's a little it actually operates a little differently, and it's
Yeah. Because it cures and it has like almost like a little spongy texture to it when it's cured.
They
okay.
were,
They're saying it's called Vallejo ground texture.
but they were like the
Ground
first.
texture.
Like
Cool.
now they're all over the market now. Like
Mhm.
as people in chat said, like Monument makes
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah, Monument has one.
They just put it in a tube. Actually, they realized like the tub is kind of
Yep, they got two.
it's a little wasteful, yeah.
yeah. So that is a great. So that was kind of new tech when Vallejo brought it to market. So like
Mhm.
textured paint, textured
hmm
ground texture, ground
And
texture,
what's
and
great
model
for
scraper.
what it's really great for, say you're making a display board, right?
Mhm.
And you want this texture to be on there, so it's not just a plain display board. You can smear that stuff on there and then take like a what do you call it? Like a craft stick, like a popsicle stick.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
like a painter stick you get from Home Depot.
Yeah,
to stir
and
your
you
paint.
just like
Yeah.
mash it down and lift up like this, and it'll stretch and give you this really weird like alien texture thing.
Mhm.
And it has the dual thing that it looks cool, especially when you dry brush over it. And then it also it makes the bases super grippy. So when you're carrying your board around, your models aren't sliding all over the place. But it's pretty cool.
Good tech. Yeah, I think you have a video doing that once, or
Mhm. Mhm.
or I think I saw you doing it on Twitch or something back in the day.
Yeah.
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 The problem, the tubes are way better because the screw top always gets junk,
Oh yeah.
like, and then you don't get a seal, and then it starts drying out.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, I have
the
to put
tube
this
is
in a Ziploc.
yeah. Monument Hobbies are the first guys to put it in a tube.
Yeah.
I think like a paint
Yeah,
tube.
Jason was really smart about doing that. You know something else? I learned this from White Metal Games. Kind of what you were saying, Haspel, about using it for terrain and putting textures in it. He would use the stuff for like aquariums, but like terrariums rather.
Mhm.
And it's like fake wood, but it's made out of cork and it's kind of textured. And he would use bits of that because you can basically it looks like a dead branch you'd find out,
Mhm.
but it's made out of cork and you can like snap it and redo it and use it to like texture the resin and stuff, or just stick it in there, and have like some wood coming out and stuff in of various sizes and shapes. And I thought that was like, I was like, oh man, this is what we used to go to the toy store and like grab toys and tear them apart and make terrain out of them and stuff.
Yeah.
back when they had toy stores.
What would you put on your list for best?
Oh, I wanted to show. Hold on real quick. I want to show this to Haspel. This is their new seam scraper, Haspel.
Mm.
Not the one you
not
have.
full tank.
No, the one.
This is-
Yeah.
It's just a plastic. It's a plastic agronomic grip, but this is not full tang, and it's not as thick. You see the
Yeah,
metal
yeah.
piece.
That could
I was
yeah.
like-
That's inferior.
Yeah. The other one is like it's heavy and it's all metal. It's
Oh yeah, dude. That thing
solid.
you can do some force with that. So my two favorite hobby supplies. I guess I'm really partial to the brush glue that I was talking about, like just the Tamiya stuff here. And
Plastic.
something
glue.
that I really liked, and I haven't got the Wargame Atlantic stuff. I actually sent him a message. I was like, "Can you just send me one, or you want me to buy one? Like, I don't care either way." I still don't have one, so I guess I'm just gonna buy one. That's fine. But I noticed they had a little peel sticker, like it said "peel here," because if you notice, like with this Vallejo little square box with the brush or square bottle with the brush, you can't really tell
No.
how much liquid is
It's
in here.
infuriating. I always feel like I have more in there than I do, but since it's made of glass, it's always heavy. So it
Yeah,
always feels full.
and you're like, and then the brush only goes down a certain way.
Yep.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
actually have to keep buying them to refill it to use what's in there. So what I noticed about the Wargame Atlantic one, which was really sweet, I thought, was it had a peel here sticker. I'm assuming so you can see the levels, in
check
it,
levels. Yeah.
which I thought was really smart. But again, I don't have it yet. I'm assuming it works the way it's supposed to, and I wanna support them instead of Tamiya because Tamiya doesn't do dick for our hobby, but whatever. Um, the other thing, also from Wargame Atlantic, that I've really become partial to are these their new clippers, which have these little like guides on the end. So you just basically they look like little pointers, but you just smush it against the sprue itself, and then you always get a flush cut because if you're going up against flush against the sprue and then you squeeze, you're not getting that big like nasty like
Yeah.
little.
So good clippers. Like and there's a lot. There's a lot of clippers in the market. Like what's the one that people praise?
Oh,
like,
people really like the God Hands
God
and
Hammer.
stuff, but
Yeah, God
but but you still got to get in there and like angle
No,
them right. Like
Re-
this one, you don't even have
regardless,
to
it's
think.
not. I'm not even preaching the exact product. What I'm saying
Oh.
is high quality clippers
Yeah.
will save time.
And that's
Immensely.
something too, is like people will spend, you know, $40 on a miniature, on a single guy, and then, oh, these are $15 clippers. I'm gonna go get these super cheap ones that are $3,
Mhm.
right? That I can get at the dollar store. And it's like, I still have clippers from the 80s that I still use.
Buy good
It's-
tools.
And I think as I'm
Yeah.
guilty of this, I'm guilty of exactly what Mike is saying, where like I always penny pinch on my clipper game, and I always have to do so much more cleanup because of it. Where everyone who's using something like Rob is presenting or the God Hands, and they're spending like $50 on their clippers, is like,
Mhm.
bro, like it changes your life. So I need to start practicing what I preach as the right tools for the job kind of guy. And enough people
So-
have told me about those types of clippers that I need to just do it.
What's your besides that you know you got to get? What's your what's your favorite hobby product?
For me, it's hard, right? Because I live and breathe, uh, the you know, like technical execution of miniature curation, right? Like, and I teach people how to do it, to execute. So like, as far as like hobbying goes, there's really, I mean, it's I mean, can't hobby without paint and paintbrushes. So like,
True.
on the same level of you know, right tools for the job, which is kind of the trend here. Like, don't buy shit paint, don't buy shit brushes. Like, and I'm not saying you can't. Like, I've watched Sam Lenz paint Golden Demon level paint jobs with shitty brushes he bought from like like Walmart and garbage paint. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible to produce high level shit, but like, imagine being good at painting a model, which is the final purpose of all of the stuff that you guys just preached, right? All your stuff is getting us to that journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If, like, you say everyone starts their journey at level 1, and there are 100 levels, like you can level up to 100 at your ability to paint models. The right tools will power level multiple tiers,
Mhm.
right? You know what I mean? Like, the right paint, you just skip 20 levels. Learning how to airbrush, you skip 10 levels. Buying the right airbrush, skip another 10 levels, right? Buying the series of good brushes, you know what I mean? You could be like level 75 week 2. Just tool inflation. You know what I mean? Like, pay to win. Like that's real. I teach 5 days a week, and I have a gear list in my syllabus, and every one of my students has success. I've never had a non-successful student, and we get everyone power level to 80. That's like my guarantee. And like,
Mhm.
like right tools for the job. So paints matter, the paintbrushes and airbrush matter. So, you know, we
yeah.
obviously on this podcast have a relationship with Monument Hobbies, right? But long before they had a little logo on our page, on our screen,
Mm-hmm.
we were using their paints. So I preach Monument, but there's other good alternatives, not just them. You know, even fucking GW's paints are decent. They just lock you in an ecosystem. You know, I think most paints have caught up to the game,
Yeah.
but like, if you're trying to do airbrushing, you're trying to do good paintbrushing, you can't go wrong with Monument Hobbies. It will give you free power levels, bro. Straight up. Paintbrush. That's my answer. And on the second part of the topic, and is there anything else that we missed? Like, there's no limit to how many tools. Like, is there any like super American Express card tool here?
The other one I would say that, well, it falls into the second category, really, because it's like people misuse it. So
Okay. And so Wolfstark brought up paper clips, tweezers, files. You know what? Actually, I will amend my list. Dope emery boards. Like,
Yep.
high quality nail ladies section of the, you know, like Tweezerman is the top tier. Okay. Best brand in the game. But soft emery boards with a fine grit, bro. And now
The
Elric's
sticks.
Elric's makes the little sticks too, so you can just go to Elric's Hobbies, same thing. But a soft, squishy, multiple grit series of files changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
And Aussie Jedi, he mentioned web palettes. They're not American Express card by any means.
No.
Many people don't even use them. As a matter of fact, Jason Craze, the progenitor of the paints that we're S and the D of right now, doesn't use a wet palette with his own paints. He uses a dry palette. So like that's pure preference. Doesn't make you better. It won't give you don't get power levels from a wet
It
palette.
helps if you're going to be jamming out a lot of like layer painting for hours.
I mean, again, the guy who made the paints we're talking about doesn't agree. Or Monument Hobbies would make a wet palette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's acrylic paint. I painted a billion years on acrylic paint on canvas with a piece of tile or a piece of glass.
Mhm.
Never once did the idea of a wet palette even exist in my brain. So I think they make certain techniques convenient, for sure,
Mhm.
and they provide maybe a type of longevity to certain paint brands. I use one every fucking day. I love them, but I can't lie to you guys. They're not required. They're not on my list of like you can't do this without it.
That's fair.
So now the second part of our question, which I think is like two things I would say have already been mentioned. What is one hobby supply or tool that people often use incorrectly or don't just quite understand how to use it properly? Mike?
Yeah, Wolfsark kind of stole my thunder. Microsol and Microset, like it is life changing when you use it properly.
And that's for doing decals, right?
That's
Yeah.
for doing decals. It is life changing. Like you can get really unbelievable results by using it correctly. But a lot of people like either they go directly onto the paint, and I don't think that's the way to do it.
No.
So what you need to do is you need to coat wherever the decal is going with a gloss coat before you even
A varnish,
do
like
any of
a
that
like
stuff.
a acrylic medium base varnish.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
let it fully dry so that it's
Full
a
cure.
smooth contact surface. Then the micro set part of it is part of the glue. It's the same formula as the glue that goes on the back of the decal, only it's a little bit stronger. But the microsol is where the magic lies because it starts to dissolve the plastic that the decal is on, so that you can get it around a shoulder pad or something like that.
And the gloss
you know?
lets you position it, right?
Lets you position it for a while. Like you can slide it around and all this stuff and everything. And then I think this is just my thing. After that, once it's all dry and the way you want it, then you seal it again with another gloss coat.
Yep.
And that's not your final sealant for your model, right? That's
Mhm.
just for the decal.
Yep.
And then, when you seal it, you've basically got. And then I like to weather the crap out of my decals.
Well, you kind of have to, in my opinion, especially if you're an airbrush artist.
Yeah.
If you do like sexy transitions with your airbrush, no amount of microsol or microset fully erases the border that's still present on the decal because since the backdrop that the decal is presented on isn't like just a mid-tone like a GW model, since you have like a gradient, that's when you can see it. You can see it crossing between the zones. It's still a little bit there no matter what you do. So with a little bit of weathering tech, you taught me that. With a little weathering tech, you can obscure that.
Yep.
And you can make it look like ridiculous. All my Space Wolf rhinos, I was messing around the other day just looking for some stuff, and I pulled my old Space Wolf rhinos out, and each one had like a tribal wolf decal on the side, and I was just that's the other thing. You can custom make decals. Go figure, right? You can get decal paper and print them up.
Print them out.
And,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. You can also do that for banners. You can go to Joanne's.
I got to be in the same room as Mike recently, and I got to see another core memory of 40K memory was he had his old Grey Knights out there, which have all of these techs on it,
Mhm.
all this
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah, all this tech. It like looks really, really good. And then the other two things I think are the most misused is, and I know Kenny's going to agree with me on one of them, so I'll leave that last. The second one is cyanoacrylate and accelerant. People misuse that all the time.
Yep.
They don't understand that the accelerant works really well, but it makes the cyanoacrylate very, very brittle. So if you want to work on a big model like say Rob's Titan,
Don't
you
use kicker.
don't use do not use the zip kicker. Do
Actually,
not use the
I
accelerant.
actually have tech for that, right? Like, what I'll do, and I talk about this on my show all the time, is like I'll glue it up,
Mhm.
right? But I'll kind of like just tack weld one spot, and I don't.
Yeah.
I never spray. I have
No,
never
you gotta
sprayed.
pull those.
I
Unscrew
just
the cap.
unscrew it, and I just use the dropper, like the
Mhm.
tube, but I just drop it on one side. So I tack weld it so I can take my hands off it while it cures.
Yeah.
That's it.
And however, the zip kicker works really well. If you just want to say temporarily
Yes.
mount a model onto a base that you know you're going to replace later, drown that base in
Drown
zip
that motherfucker. Then you can just snap them off, transform the
you
resin.
just pop them right off because it's super brittle. And then the third thing I'd say people misuse is lighting. So you're trying to like paint and you're using your janky soft white bulb coming down from your ceiling light.
Ugh.
No, wrong.
Get the game in, but loosen, y'all.
Yeah, you're effing up.
Mhm.
So just get a little. Even a desk lamp is better than that.
Good
Mhm.
lighting. I mean,
anything.
like obviously, Game Envy, one of our, we're I'm trying to get them to be sponsor the show, but they don't need a sponsor to talk about them. They're just fucking
No.
amazing. Their lights are always coming in back into stock, out of stock. And they even have like a value purchase where you can get 2 lights, which I have, right? Like so sick. And so if they're not in stock, right, and you can't wait, there's a ton of ones you can buy on Amazon. Just don't
Yeah.
totally underpay on Amazon.
No, the Lampat one, I got it on our list of lights. That one's really good, and it
Yeah.
unscrews, and you can actually put it in the Monument Hobbies bags.
No, I'm saying like don't buy like the like $6.99 joint.
No,
Like, it's
these
like-
ones are $20.
Light,
and-
yeah, light. There's like a minimum threshold, just like with airbrushing, which is a
Yeah.
topic I know that Haspel's moving us toward as well. Like,
Well, actually, that was the thing I was gonna say was lighting. That's my last one.
Hmm.
we here on this show, we've gone through many iterations, and we've been doing this for over this is 15, 16, 17 years. We have learned a lot about lighting as amateurs.
Mhm.
And a lot of times people come up to me and they're like, bro, I love like the new stuff you did on YouTube this year. It looks like you really upgraded your equipment. And I'm like, I've been using the same camera the whole time. What I do upgrade is my understanding of lighting. And like, that's how impactful it is. That's a really good point, Mike.
Yeah, that is.
What's on your list of things we're not using right, Rob?
I want to say files, because I think a lot of people, if you do use miniature files or even the Emery boards, you got to keep in mind that files are designed to be used one way. So I grabbed these just because I have them handy, the Wargame Atlantic ones. These ones are actually pretty dope because they're glass, so you can just like wash them off, all the stuff that gets caught in there. You know, it's not like if you need to get around like some corners, the sticks are great from Elric's, but these for like heavy lifting and getting around, well, this one here with the little point, I think I've shown these off before. These are great for Space Marine shoulder pads and stuff. But what's the thing to keep in mind is they're designed to go one way, and you don't like go back and
I
forth.
did not know that. I've been using them wrong.
Yeah, you go one way with them, and then pick it up, pull it back one way. So, because yeah, you could end up serrating the part.
I
if
know.
you go back and
I
forth.
always I use like the finest grit Emery board, and sometimes I squirt water on it. So I do like a wet sand.
Oh yeah, like a wet sand.
That's like my number one tech is
Yeah.
like.
That's smart.
But if I was using maybe that's why I went to that is because like I never had success with traditional files, and I never knew that I was ruining the model by going the wrong way. Thank you for that. That's a PSA for me. Thank you.
And something we just talked about too. Like if you're gonna like what I'm gonna do with the Resin Titan, like I have this Max Secure extra thick 10 to 25-second set time glue because it's extra thick, so you want it to get around in the gaps and things, which resin has a lot of gaps inherently. So this is a great glue for that. But like, if I'm just doing plastic models, I'm using this the brush glue to solvent stuff. So you got to always make sure you use the right glue for the right job. Even the plastic glue stuff that GW sells is great. I just like the brush.
Mhm. Yeah, and on my list is airbrush and actually plastic glue. I
Mm,
feel like a lot of people come to me as I've been doing this professionally for so long, and they always question when I'm doing like a build, like, "Oh, why aren't you using plastic glue? These are plastic models." Like this comes up a lot, and
mhm.
I'm like, "Well, like I use plastic glue for a very specific reason. I use it when I need to fill gaps, where there's seams, when I need like these two parts of this cape that come together. There's gonna always be a line there. I need to erase that line."
Mhm.
Like that, like that's mostly what I use it for. I don't use it to try to like glue a guy's bolter to his wrist and just stand there like an idiot for like 35 minutes trying to get that shit to cure. Like I'm like super glue done, walking, moving on with my life. They're like, does that hold? I was like, it's glue, dude. Like, yeah. Like, won't it break? I was like, I mean, maybe, but like if my model falls and his wrist breaks off, better than it like shearing off because it was welded. Like, so just because you're working on plastic models is the point I'm making is that doesn't mean plastic glue for plastic, super glue for resin. That's not a unilateral
Right.
like concept. Plastic glue has incredible application in our hobby, and it's not, which is not necessarily connecting two pieces always. So
Mhm.
start learning when and how to use a lot, like with that wet sand technique I said, a lot of like, a lot of times when I do have like two pieces of fabric that go together and I get that plastic glue in there, I let it cure and then I sand that seam and I might build it up a
Mhm.
little bit, right? So like plastic glue and super glue both are in your Beats lab and it's not an either or. I use them both on every project that's plastic. Secondly, yeah, try plastic glue and resin. Caraquin. Don't.
Don't. Yeah.
Secondly, the airbrush, right?
Uh-huh.
Airbrush is easily the goat of this topic,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? It
Mm-hmm.
is a phenomenon. It is now universally accepted as a tool in our hobby. It hasn't always been, but
It's
now
not
that
cheating anymore.
I mean, I don't think people consider, I don't think it's got a negative connotation anymore. I think people love it.
Dang.
I think it's,
Started at the bottom. Now
yeah,
we're here.
now we're here. And I mean, airbrushing is dope. It's amazing. Every day you're not airbrushing is a day you can't get back. But I will say, Haspel was present for one of my lectures recently, and I'll just say like a couple of sentences from that. Like the purpose of airbrushing is not to save time, though that is probably why you listening to me right now purchased one. Likely, you bought it because you saw the time savings. How fast is the prime models? How fast is the base coats? That is absolutely a prime motivation in our hobby. The
Hmm.
purpose of an airbrush, though, is to deploy a superior product. That's why they were invented. They weren't invented to save hobbyists time. Like they're invented because no other method of painting can match its superiority in gradient, smoothness, and application. So there's a
Which is a time savings in itself because try
which,
doing all
yes,
that with like thin paints and yeah,
precisely.
no.
So saving time is a side effect of the tool, but but while it remains your primary motivation for using the tool, you will always drool over other people's airbrushing that you see online, wondering why you can't do yours that way. So, really, misunderstood tool. The two-part secret, which was also in the lecture, is lower your opacity, pull the trigger back less, build respect. Don't just jump from dark blue to mid blue while making your ultramarines. There should always be a step between. That's the massive summary of that tool's usage and access to superiority.
That's the
Yep.
freemium version.
Yeah. The lecture is about 30 minutes. It's a part of my first lesson in airbrushing, which takes about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And even Mike was impressed because Mike knows almost everything about airbrushing. but I was even able to get a
Yeah,
a nod
it was
from him.
dope, man. It was very dope.
Oh yeah, and even Kara Quinn says Kenny through a couple of Colorado dudes introduced me to airbrushing. Other than Harley Gas Tanks, biggest leap in his hobby. Yeah, I mean like Kara Quinn's an OG. Like Mike is kind of the guy who him and GMM Studios are kind of my biggest pushes into airbrushing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like because you were already doing this shit. Like so, it's just that I have like airbrush autism. So like. So here we are, but it's a good episode, guys. Like I learned a lot from hearing you guys' opinions on the subject. Maybe we should do more topics like this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So did robots. The robots agree.
Yeah, maybe AI was onto something.
Yeah, who knew?
Fuck.
It's good. It's good for some things, y'all.
And it's evergreen content. This episode will have relevancy 100 years from now.
Yep.
Maybe. If
I'll just have my Tesla bot.
Yeah, unless you're Tesla bot.
Hey, remember when we had to do this by hand? Ugh.
Right, we used to have to paint our miniatures like a peasant. Remember that
Like
shit?
a peasant.
Bro. Anyway, Haspel, you got something for us?
Let us not drag the day into morose reflection. I am for wine and clash of swords.
I'm assuming that's from your show.
Was it like Conan? What?
It's from Spartacus. House of Usher.
So
House Asher, his show. All right, Rob, take us out of here.
So that's it for this one, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, new podcast time Mondays, starting what, the 8th next week. Episode 500, giant double size. Should we get special guests? What should we do? I don't know. We should probably talk about that more. Anyways,
Yeah, we should communicate.
Yeah. So for exclusive content, early access videos, and more, head on over to thelongwar.net and become a veteran of the Long War today.